Right, YouTube's The Shadow King, King Natsu, here with a review of Rosario Vampire, Chapter 33. So, the chapter starts off with Skune still trying to hit Hokuto while declaring he won't uh, let him harm anyone at the school or anyone in the human world. But Hokuto, naturally being more experienced and clearly a better fighter, is able to evade and counter Skune's moves. Uh, Hokuto wonders, despite everything he's throwing at Skune, why he can't kill Skune because he just keeps willing himself to keep fighting. Uh, Skune Skune starts turning from vampire form to his ghoul form, with the girls protesting for him to control himself. Fortunately for Skune, Inamoka arrives just in time and says to Skune that he's done pretty well so far, and he should let her take care of everything. Skune wonders how Mocha could have possibly have changed to Inner Mocha without him removing the rosary, but Inner Mocha says she'll explain later. The girls are filled with hope now that Inner Mocha can take Skune's place in the fight, and Hokuto asks where is Kiria, to which Inner Mocha says she's beaten him, and it's just them now. Hokuto mentions fighting Skune wasted a lot of his powers despite his inexperience in amateurish fighting. Hokuto then tries to say, why is everybody opposing him, especially Skune, since he has no stake in the monster world because he's human. Hokuto then prepares a teleportation spell and says his reason on the other hand are worthy of destroying the school, and warns the others to not interfere with his plans. But naturally, being heroes, Skune and Inamoka ignore what he says and go after him. Kurmu thinks that Inamoka and Skune had disappeared from existence, but Yuguri explains that they just teleported. Then the girls try to escape from the barrier in a comedic fashion, but to no avail. Uh, then we see that Hokuto, Skune, and Inamoka get teleported to the altar of eternal darkness. That's a nice that's a nice name. I should use that for something else. Ooh, gotta remember that. Anyway, they teleport to the altar of eternal darkness, which happens to be the school's core. Hokuto admits that despite his flawless plan, he underestimated Skune and Mocha, but he still wins once he inserts the Rosy of Judgment and destroys the Great Barrier. Mocha figures out that Hokuto is talking to them is for the sole purpose of stalling for his plan to work, but it's already too late to stop him. The barrier starts to break, and in the human world, it's starting to cause random destruction throughout it. Skune still tries to talk him out of this. Seriously, Skune, you're still at this. He seems extremely committed to this. Whatever. But Hokuto is too busy reveling in his triumph. Inamoka says despite her opinions on the school, it's not so bad, and she doesn't want it to be destroyed, which makes her different from Hokuto, and she proceeds to kick him. Inamoka tells Skune that the barrier won't fade quickly, and they just need to stop the process. Uh, seem, I'm sensing that this is going to be easier said than done. Uh, then Hokuto gets back up and tells them to not ruin his plans. Inamoka suddenly senses that Hokuto has a dangerously unstable monster aura that is in the same league as hers. Oh, so Hokuto is on the same league as the Inamoka, who's supposed to be the invincible Mocha. This should be interesting. Then Skune asks why he's doing this, but Hokuto says they'll never understand him since they rely on each other for strength, unlike him. Then we get the shocking reveal. Hokuto unravels his sleeves and reveals he has a holy lock, just like Skune. And Inamoka and Skune realize that Hokuto used to be human and is in fact a vampire. And and Hokuto confirms this. He goes back into his past, saying he relied on his intelligence and his own strength to survive at Yokai Academy, but that wasn't enough. So he had to be turned into a monster to survive. And he's hated all of this, so he plans on getting his revenge on the school and the human world by destroying both. Then Hokuto transforms into his true uh, hybrid monster form, which looks like a flying skeletal bat creature thing. It's really hard to explain, but if you read the manga, you'll know what I'm talking about. And when he starts attacking, it's so the attacks have such a wide range and are a tad bit clumsy that they're destroying parts of the altars and column, uh, to which Inamoka has to shield Skune from danger. And after the dust settles, Mocha is shown being injured severely, especially in the leg, which is a dangerous thing since most of Mocha's attacks are reliant on her kicks, which means if her legs are taken out, she's really, really vulnerable. Mocha tells Skune to get out of here. To get out of there, and that she'll distract Hokuto. But Skune protests to this plan. But Mocha tells Skune that this was a request from the outer Mocha to keep him safe. Hokuto continues to fight Mocha and get the upper hand, while Skune asks himself, why can't he possibly reach Hokuto? Seriously, Skune, stop it! Uh, but Hokuto's final blow for Mocha is blocked by Skune, who is hit in the rib cage and is on the verge of turning into a ghoul. And Skune restrains Hokuto while Mocha prepares for a final attack, which he spends his time trying to make sure she doesn't land a hit and explain that he's far better than any of them. But Mocha says he's losing because he fights alone. And the chapter ends off with Mocha delivering her traditional hard kick to the head. So overall, this was a pretty good chapter. We're learning a bit more of how much more dangerous Hokuto is, especially learning he's a vampire. And it's basically like a dark parallel between what Skune is like, where he had friends to help him adjust to the monster world and all its harshness, and he just grew up all alone and had to rely on his own resources to survive, and it made him very dark and twisted. So next time we're going to see the final part of this, the fight between the Antithesis and the newspaper club. Okay, that sounded a little bit more badass in my head, but just roll with it.